Quarterly estimated taxes is another area where questions frequently arise. People who are new to quarterlies don't understand them, and people get surprised by an underpayment penalty or a big refund and want to have them explained. And they'd like to know the rules better so that they don't have those things happen again. We frequently have this discussion, and it's boiled down pretty much to a standard talk at this point. There are two rules about quarterly taxes. One is about the amount, and the other is about the timing. The amount is fairly straightforward. If your income is below $150,000, your choices are 100% of last year's tax or 90% of this year's tax. 100% of last year's tax works better if your income is rising. 90% of the current tax requires a little estimating, but we can usually do a pretty good job of that, and it works better if your income is declining. If your income is over $150,000, then the percentage changes to 110%, so you need to have 110% of last year's liability paid in. The 90% of the current year's liability still applies, and that takes care of the amount. The timing is the second rule, of course, and it goes like this. You either pay quarterly, or you pay with income, or you pay by withholding. In other words, you divide your tax liability into 4 equal pieces and pay them in April, June, September, and January. Or if you're anticipating a big third quarter, for example, your September payment would be bigger than the other 3. You then need to allocate your income and calculate how much bigger the tax would be, but that's a fairly straightforward calculation. Where we find a planning opportunity is within the withholding area. If you've missed your quarterly payment, or if something happens and you get an income surprise, you can make up any quarterly estimates that you haven't paid by withholding from any source at all. If you have IRA distributions, if you have pensions, or a salary, any source that would allow voluntary withholding, we can arrange to pay as much as 100% of your whole tax with one payment if the cash is available. To learn more, please call us and we'll go through the steps with you and your broker or any other advisor you choose.